Good evening and welcome to MCFC 9320 PUBcast. Sorry, I just need a drink. Good evening, Anne-Marie. Good evening, Paddy. And good evening to the people what really, really matter. Those guys in the comments. How are we? How are we?
Good.
We're good. Good.
Sure.
Very good.
Sure. We've won another game. We're still unbeaten in 2025. What is going on? Pep out.
The league is back on.
Well, you say that, Paddy, but if I'm not mistaken, we're only 6 points behind second placed Arsenal.
Well, I know I'm joking, but Jesus, if they get them signings in that they're talking about this January.
Yeah, you know, it looks like there is going to be 3 coming in, which I think it's the right 3. We'll chat a little bit later about Kyle Walker and stuff like that because it's saddened me the way it's ending. To be honest, but we'll get round to that in a bit. Let's talk about the Rags Mark 2 yesterday. A bit of a walloping, wasn't it, Anne-Marie?
Oh, it certainly was, Andy. I mean, it was always going to happen. Stop messing around.
I'm trying to get us all even. It's all right. You carry on chatting shit. Chatting, and I'll.
But it was always going to happen, particularly when we got the early goal. They didn't really threaten us. Full credit to their fans, though. I have to say that.
What the right? United fans.
Well, whoever was in tier 3 of the North stand. Is it the North?
There was in tears at the end, weren't there?
Well, it was interesting watching them walking out before the game was even over. But then all the Rags do that, don't they?
Do you want to know what's interesting about that? Because, like, I was flicking through social media and these big United accounts, like Angry Ginger and all them plebs. I don't mind Angry Ginger. He makes me laugh. But anyway, all these United content creators. Well, apart from Goldbridge, because, you know, he done got some matches. They was all actually filming themselves, you know, filming all the seats and stuff like that, saying what a disgrace it was. But then they showed themselves going out 10 minutes before the end, walking out, going like that. Look how easy it is to get out the Etihad. Listen, you donuts. You went out 10 minutes before the end anyway. So it's bound to be quiet.
To be fair, you see, I think in general, I think people are unfair about our ground. From where I was sat, I couldn't see behind me, or I didn't look behind me to see how many empty seats there were. But it didn't look that bad from where I was sitting. So I've got no complaints. And again, you know, these cup games so close to Christmas, and people are still waiting for the first pay packet after Christmas. It's not always that easy, no matter how well the club price the tickets. It's not always easy for people to go. So I think on the whole, I think there was a great turnout for yesterday's game because it was inevitable.
And if you remember, it was only a few months ago that I took Gary Neville to task on it.
Yeah.
And you know, Gary Neville said, "Oh, it was only a joke." No, it's not actually a joke. It's okay for a multi-millionaire ripping the shit out of people who can't afford to have to have a choice between putting food on the table or going to watch day trippers.
And I mean, that's the biggest downside of yesterday's game. It was full of day trippers.
Why are we bothered? Do we call them day? Listen, I don't even want to talk about day trippers and stuff like that because I said it tongue in cheek because I knew you was going to go onto one.
No, I'm not going on to one, but it was interesting to see the number of people who had obviously never been in the ground before, didn't have a clue where they were sitting or things like that. So it was kind of, and I'm going to call them day trippers because it's probably, unless we get another, obviously we've got a decent draw in the next round, but unless we get another cheapo draw in the FA Cup, it'll probably be the only game they go to this season. I get that.
I'll give yesterday the benefit of the doubt. Do you know why? Because there'll be opportunities for people who've never seen City before perhaps, parents taking the kids for the first time and stuff like that. So listen, I'll turn the blind eye with yesterday, so I'm quite happy with that. Martin, you madman, 18 months. You deserve to get 18 months for following this channel for 18 months. But thank you for that. Right, so the game itself, yes, we was expected to win. Yes, probably was expected to win about 8-0 or something like that. But what impressed me was the attitude, especially the kids what played. I thought young Nico O'Reilly was superb, and I'll stand by what I say. McAtee got man of the match. He wasn't man of the match. James McAtee. I thought, and even Pep said it at the end, and even young Macca at the end said that it wasn't his best game. La di da di da. That's not having a pop at James, because he could have easily phased out of the game, couldn't he? Thinking, it's not going my way. I'm not getting much of the ball. My little 2-yard balls are not going to where they should be. But credit to him, he stuck at it. And as soon as he scored his first goal, he was everywhere. And I thought he was very, very good. Doku, you would expect it. Let's go through the team. That young lad called Edison wasn't really troubled.
No, but his distribution was disappointing yesterday.
I think
I will say that. And I think it is an attitude thing, because there was one point I noticed it in the second half where he kicked the ball out, and it was straight to a Salford player, and you could see Pep going mad on the touchline. So I think there's issues there for definite, and yesterday's game highlighted it for me.
Yeah, but that will take care of itself, because we've got a genius of a manager who's paid handsomely to sort situations out like that, and something, it will. Defensively, I was glad to see Aki go off, because
I'm just hoping he was going off because he'd played 45 minutes, not because
listen, what was we 4-0 up at half time, so yeah. And Akanji's been a little bit out of form, so I thought Akanji was okay when he come on. Yes, against a League Two team, but like Paddy said before, you can only beat what's in front of you. And then we had, the rest of the guys. I thought, again, Nico O'Reilly was brilliant. You'd expect Doku to do what he did. Although what I was impressed with Doku about is his attitude, the way he took to the game, the way. The ball, not just his goal, but the cross what he put in as well. The young lad up front looked lively. Nunes, I thought Nunes was very, very good. There wasn't a bad performance.
The only one that I would say didn't perform the way he has been over the last couple of weeks was Savinho. And it's not a criticism. It's just that his balls across weren't anything like they have been.
I'm saying nothing on that. Was it cold when you had that opinion?
The whole game, I was bloody freezing.
No, it's just when his balls wasn't the same as they have been.
You always have to go to that level, Andy, don't you?
Someone's got to, haven't they? No, but also...
I'll tell you a different way of looking at the McAtee situation. Yeah, he wasn't really in the game. But how often do we say that about top-class players? They're not really in the game, and then they get the chance, boom, they score.
Yep.
That's the other way of looking at it.
And even in the first half, before he scored, he made some great runs with the ball.
Well, if you want to see somebody making runs, you should have watched. If they hadn't had the men used to have that player cam years ago. The Momemba up the front, the apps, same as Holland, making runs but not getting found. He was actually pointing. I don't know. I lost count how many times he was pointing into the space that he was running into, and he didn't play the ball to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he got caught offside a couple of times because of that.
Listen, I thought it was a perfect match to give the old guard, if you like, the likes of Haaland, Bernardo, who've played a hell of a lot of minutes, a weekend off They was there just on if needed. It was good to see Foden get a bit of a run out as well. So I thought Phil needed
Jack did well yesterday as well.
Yeah, Jack did really well. Which again, I'll probably keep saying it. We'd expect us to control it, but you only have to look at Tamworth versus Spurs today, which again a tricky match. Nothing's guaranteed. Maybe if that had been an away game yesterday, Pep would have gone a little bit stronger. But I can't criticise anybody. It was a good confidence boost inside. It was a good, confidence boosting result. And
good to see Simpson Pusey on the winning side this time.
Yep. It was right. Jack. You know I love you. You know I love you, mate. I wouldn't say Walker is a legend, but definitely an icon and good servant. Legend is an overused word. Right. Would you consider what's Churchill doing there, Paddy?
I'm agreeing with Jack.
Oh, I thought it was Churchill. Oh, right. So, would you say KDB's a legend?
Yeah.
Why? Because Kyle Walker, since he joined us, is and
he's won 17 trophies since he joined us.
And so how many's KDB? That's what I'm saying, Paddy. So how can you call one player who's contributed massively to us in KDB a legend, but a guy who's won the same not a legend? I don't get it.
I do agree with Jack. I think that word legend is well overused. Would I describe Kyle Walker as a legend? No, I wouldn't.
Would you consider KDB a legend?
No, I don't think. Again, if you take the emotion out of it,
that's exactly what I'm saying, Paddy. You either call both legends or call neither legends because they've contributed.
Exactly. Contributed.
They've contributed more than David Silva, Yaya Toure, Vincent Kompany, Sergio Aguero, but they're legends and got statues.
Yaya Toure isn't a legend.
No, but what I'm saying with me is not. You know my opinions on Yaya. What a fantastic footballer. Probably one of the greatest footballers we've ever had. But I don't call him a legend for other reasons. But what I'm saying is, Sergio Aguero, David Silva, Vincent Kompany, legends. They've got statues. Colin Bell got a statue. Mike Summerbee, statue. They're all legends.
Call legend, you want to be something really, really special.
In winning that amount of trophies, special.
Yeah, but I mean, on an individual basis, you really want to be something a once-off.
But it is like Kyle Walker since 2017. He's won 6 Premier League titles, 4 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, a Champions League, FIFA World Cup, UEFA Super Cup, and Charity Shields are not on there because they're not. They're major honours. Hang on a minute. Our other so-called legends. By the way, I do consider the likes of. I'm not having a go at David Silva, Sergio, because Sergio, honestly, if I came home from work and Sergio was in bed with my missus, I'd tuck him in and make him a brew. I really would. Even now, I love the fella. They are legends. So, but we've got players like Kyle, even the likes of Bernardo, KDB, who've won more. But Pete, all of a sudden, because one really poor season by Kyle for whatever reason on the field, I'll only ever judge him on the field. For one poor season, which includes the back end of last season and this season, all of a sudden it's tarnished and he's leaving the club because of all the comments. And it's actually come out in the open by Pep and by Kyle, what was broke through Sam Lee, that it's because of all the comments, what have gone to him, what he's read, what's affected him as well. Now, that, my friends, that's where I call some of our fan base absolute knobends. That's what
fan bases, Andy, down through time have been led by the media. Like, this is not the first time the media have gone after something. Yes, you could argue and turn around and say Kyle Walker shouldn't have pissed up against the wall. He shouldn't have had an affair. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have did that. But you know what? He's a fucking human being. He's entitled to do it.
Paddy, we should only ever judge him on the pitch, mate.
But you see, that doesn't happen with the English media. Like,
Well,
you can go back to George Best, Tony Adams, Paul Gascoigne, Paul Merson. The media went after them. Right? Like, you had there a few years ago in our situation, you had Raheem Sterling, who bought his mum a house, who worked 3 jobs and made him the player he is, because she hadn't taken the all-day matches and training. He wouldn't be playing for Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea and Arsenal now. But your man Rashford then, when he was the media darling then, he bought his mum a house. Oh, it was great, it was this, it was that. But 2 players did the exact same thing. One got slated as a Billy Big Balls, and the other was a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And that's media-led. And then you have fan bases then joining in. And then, oh, he's this, he's that, do you know what? What he does in his own time is none of your business. Because there's no fucking angels who goes into that Etihad week in, week out to support that team. Like, if you want to go back to biblical times,
what I would like,
who's not sin, cast the first stone.
I'd like to talk about and pay tribute to Kyle Walker with the contributions he's done for Manchester City Football Club. The honours what he's won. You know, it's that is a thing what should matter, because you know something. What we've seen is incredible. What Kyle Walker was already a world-class right back at Spurs. Pep took him to a different level, and for me, the best right back in Premier League history, without a doubt, and I'd say the best left back in Premier League history is Ashley Cole. You know, that they are probably the 2 best fullbacks I've seen in Premier League history, and I'm lucky to have seen Kyle Walker play for us since 2017. With some, I'll always remember him for what he's done on the pitch. Now, if the rumours are true, what we were speaking about before, mate, it looks like AC Milan are in for him. It looks like he'll go to AC Milan. He's actually going there for less money. Now, he won't get a signing on fee because he's effectively put a transfer request in. So all these people who said, oh, yeah, you know, it's all about him going to Saudi and, you know, getting his last big payday, that has just blown up in their faces for the people who said that. So I just want to pay proper tribute to Kyle Walker, because what we've seen from him is absolutely incredible over the years.
Well, if you're using this season as a yardstick, as a benchmark, well, there's a lot more players in that team should get abuse. Because Kyle Walker's not the only one who hasn't had a great season to date.
But that's... I want to be positive about it, mate. I don't want to just... I just want to pay tribute for what he's helped us achieve. If you want to talk about that, by all means, it's not restricted what we talk about. I just feel it's been debated to death, the off the field stuff, him not playing well and stuff. I just think there's been no better fullback.
Well, I'll give him a tribute now. There's no other player in the world that I can think of that kept Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid quiet over several matches. And even Vinicius came out and said it himself, he's the hardest player I've ever played against.
Great shirt, Paddy. He'll give you the link to our friends overseas where he got it from.
The club shop and the products.
Well, technically they do. They do make the way to the club shop in some form, don't they? I'll expose you, so to speak.
Should you give me the link?
We'll flip backwards and forwards with the Kyle Walker in the match and the FA Cup draw and stuff like that, which I think it's a great FA Cup draw that for us, by the way, Leighton Orient or Derby. And I think I'm trying to think what year we last played Derby. I was there. I'm sure it was Danny Tiato who smashed one in. I was actually there.
Well, you need Stan or the stat man for that.
At the baseball ground. I'm sure it's something like 97 or something like that.
Didn't we sign one shot from Derby?
West Ham, was it?
Was it West Ham we got him from? I thought it was Derby. Or did he go from Derby to West Ham?
I thought it went from Derby to West Ham to us. Could be wrong. Yesterday, Anne-Marie said it before as well. I thought Jack played very, very well yesterday. He looks still a little bit nervous, though, Anne-Marie, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it's understandable because he knows he's under scrutiny, not just from Pep, but from the supporters and the media. The media are going to be looking for every little thing from him. So it's understandable, but I thought he had a good game yesterday, and I think the taking of the penalty as well was an encouraging sign, because both himself and I think was it Doc who took the second one, slightly more positive than we've been in recent times with penalties.
Tell you what, he was very good at as well yesterday. Corners. I thought his corners were really precise yesterday. Probably the best.
Where was he playing?
Eh?
Where was he playing?
Central midfield, wasn't he?
How many times have we said on here that's his best position?
Exactly, Paddy. And do you know something? When I was watching it, because I didn't go yesterday, but brass monkeys did Cole Palmer then, didn't I? So when I was watching it yesterday, it actually somebody, I think whoever was commentating, they went, "Oh, it's perfect in the middle for Jack Grealish because he's got the intelligence to fill in left or right with him being a winger." How long have we been saying that on air?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was evident yesterday, the way he knew which way to go to. Yeah, he's never going to be a world beater taking players on. You know, he used to be okay at Villa. We've knocked it out of him, but we've made him into a different kind of player. And if you listen to certain ITKs and stuff like Jack will be gone in the summer, that'll break my heart seeing Jack go because he's a genuinely nice lad who's a proper lad, isn't he? You know, he's got that humane side as well, you know, where I love Jack. I love Jack. But you know something, again, if he does go, he'll always be fondly remembered, you know, by me. But yesterday, against Salford again, who we expect to beat, and like you said, mate, we can only beat what's in front of us, and it was pretty emphatic. In fact, there was I think it was Tom on Twitter yesterday. I was chatting away to Tom on Twitter while the game was going on, and he actually predicted 10-0. He was so close with that.
Do you know the thing irked me yesterday, and I didn't like it, and I still don't like it today? And Anne-Marie said it there. They took Doku and Jack Grealish took them penalties. They shouldn't have done that to be the striker on the pitch.
I would have thought it had been agreed before the game, though, Paddy.
They wouldn't be taking the penalties if Haaland had been on the pitch.
No, but that's the thing. He wasn't on the pitch, so we needed.
I'm with Anne-Marie on this because
older and more experienced.
Pep's always said, Anne-Marie, that it's always decided before the match who's going to take a penalty.
Yeah.
So okay, Paddy, I do get what you're saying. However, you imagine it's 0-0 and the young lad steps up as a striker, misses it.
It's probably not the first penalty he's missed. It's part of his programming.
But would you say that if they went on to beat us 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, whatever?
100%. You're in it or you're against it.
Okay, who needed the confidence more, Doku and Jack, or a lad making his debut? I'd say Doku and Jack. They needed that confidence more.
Do you think Jack Grealish needs great confidence?
Yeah, I do actually.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
Well, let us know in the comments. I just think their needs were greater because on that premise as well, Paddy, if it had been a nominated person, then maybe would the same person have took both penalties? Say either Jack took them both or Doku took them both. It seems like they both knew they needed confidence boosters. I could be wrong. You know, that's just my thoughts.
I don't know if Pep gets involved in penalty taking, does he? Just the way he doesn't get involved in the captains.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure he's come out, Anne-Marie, hasn't he, and said something. It's always decided before the the game starts.
Games, yeah.
Who is going to be taking the penalties?
And for me, it comes down to the fact that those two have got more experience than the young lads. So that's why they would be down to take the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought
Who said Savino wasn't good? Steve, you're absolutely right, mate. Was it in the first half where he tracked back and he took the ball off somebody? And listen, for me, Savio's best position is out on the left. It's Jack and Doku who's got a problem. By the way, it's good to see Oscar Bob back in training. Let's not put pressure on him, though. You know, he's not going to be a saviour. He's good.
Has he frozen or is it me?
No, he's froze, thank God.
Oh, joy.
Oh, happy days. Oh, he's back.
You froze, mate.
Have you Stan's internet?
Let it go. You keep saying froze. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, because you want to build a snowman. Another little frozen cliche there for you. Anyway.
No, Savio's best position is out on the left. He's proved that in the Premier League over the past few games where, you know, he's chipped in with goals as well as assists.
It was me who said it. And I'm not saying he had a bad game. I just said that he wasn't the same player we'd seen the last 2 weeks. That's all.
Because he's playing the right instead of the left.
Exactly. And that was the key thing.
But look at instead of say your man Nico O'Reilly, he plays centre of the park. He actually, this is going to sound nuts, but the way he moves around that pitch, the way he conducts himself, he just reminds me of Vincent Kompany, and he's not a defender.
Needs his hair cutting, doesn't he?
Well, he needs a haircut. Yeah.
You've got no room to talk.
No, but you're right. Martin's question here, you know, let's go through it. My question, with all the new signings, where does McAtee fit and Bob back? For me, it's quite simple. If they're good enough, they'll play. It doesn't matter whether you're a 17-year-old or a brand new star, what's coming, who Pep's paid 100 million for. If you're good enough, you'll play. The trouble is,
Andrew, you're forgetting the key phrase.
Different keys for different locks.
No, you haven't.
Well, what I'm saying is, who was doing the punditry yesterday, Paddy, on Joe Hart. Joe Hart. And by the way, he was brilliant, Joe Hart, yesterday as a pundit. Joe Hart said it's okay because I think it was what's he called? Mark Chapman said to him, the presenter. He said, you know, all these different players, you know, coming in, coming out. And Joe Hart said it's simple. When you go in for one game, it's not, you've got the shirt. You've got to keep that up, keep it up, keep it up, and keep it up. It's not a case. It's not a case of just sort of like having one game and then getting kicked out. If you do enough to warrant it, you'll stay in that team. And I believe with McAtee, is still not at the consistent level where he needs to be once. So is McAtee better than all of our midfielders when our midfielders are fit and in form?
No.
Well, he wouldn't mean to start 11, though.
That's what I'm saying. So, but if McAtee comes in, and I believe, who was it against Leicester? I thought he did enough to warrant a start against West Ham. But Pep brought him on for the last 10 minutes. Now, yesterday, again, like I said at the top of the show, I didn't think he was that good up until he scored the goal. But he had the absolute gonads to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and you could see him then. So, does he start against Brentford on Tuesday, is it?
But he won't.
But Foden wasn't consistently in there. Rico Lewis wasn't consistently in there.
Pep was only doing what Pep does. He dips them in and out.
So I believe if they're good enough, they'll play regardless. Now,
yeah, but You have starters, you have finishers.
Yeah, but everyone was calling for Pusey to start. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault or whoever come on. Against Feyenoord and somebody else, when he come on, we ended up losing the games. That's not his fault, by the way. But you don't know what that would do to them psychologically. So, yeah, it's
that
okay.
was my point with the fact that he was on the winning team yesterday, because that's the first winning team he's played in on the senior level.
Yeah. And it's all, for me, it's all about development. We know we've got these kids. We know we've got the lad up front who we got from West Ham who scored yesterday. Now, are people willing to start with that team against Brentford? Not a chance.
No.
We'll get absolutely mullered. What it's about is integrating them at the right times, because you can quite easily destroy somebody. We see it time and time again, not just for City players, City kids, but in general.
But I think you're going to get an insight to Pep's thinking in terms of who's his number one, who starts against Brentford.
For me, Ortega. For me, it's not even a question. Ortega's our number one, as far as I. Let us know in the comments who is your number one.
Hold on, right. What has Henderson done that's so bad?
I just think at this moment in time that Ortega is a better all-round keeper, shot stopping. By the way,
more command of his box.
What?
He commands his box better than Ederson does.
I'll take your word for that, Marie. But I do think with a key, Paddy, stop it. With a keeper, it's different. You can't dip a keeper in one game, play somebody else the next game. A keeper is one of them positions where it's a unique position where they do need a run in games. And I do think that Ortega would have started the season off only for injury.
He must have got some assurances because he signed a contract extension.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I believe he would have started the season only for injury. I just think at this moment in time, whether it's confidence, form, or whatever, I do believe Ortega's edges it over Ederson. Anne-Marie, do you?
I would agree.
You agree with me?
I do, and I'd put attitude in there as well.
What, with me?
As in one of the reasons Ederson isn't starting.
Yeah, but we can only assume that, can't we? We can't say it is because he's got a slap task because he wanted to go to Saudi, la-di-da-di-da. We just deal on facts, don't we?
Well, you can have an attitude all you want, but you won't have an attitude with him. He doesn't do attitude.
Anne-Marie, go on, read top of the leagues. Comment out, because it's too long for my concentration span. That
there is no doubt Walker has been a great player for us, but his time was up at the end of season 22-23. This carrying on with him, as he has been very poor, let's not over-egg this pudding now.
Can I just say, you wouldn't even get a pudding without an egg. I think we should just respect what he's done for us on the pitch. Like I said before, and that is a lot of trophies, his contribution, what he's done for our club. Because for me, that is the most important thing. Do you think he's been a great player for us, Anne-Marie? I'm being serious. I know that you can't stand him and stuff like that.
No, it's not that I can't stand him. That's not fair, Andy. I just don't like his morals. I think he's been a great player for us. There's no disputing that. He made a massive difference to us when he joined us. I think the last season and a half, he hasn't been 100%. Now, whether that's through niggles or whatever else, I don't know. But I think because of outside stuff, I think he's left himself open to people having a go, prodding at him and whatever else. I'm not condoning it in any way, shape or form. And it's, as I've said all along, it's only my opinion of the man. But that's for me because of the way what he's done, his behaviour is reflected on the club. That for me is why he could never be a legend. The same with Yaya, and that's
Is Paolo? And I get what House Captain's saying here, by the way. There has to be a cut-off to receive legendary status. I totally agree with that. Unfortunately, Walker falls short. Okay, then. So, and this is not for you, House Captain, by the way, but you're more than welcome to answer it. Anne-Marie, so Pablo Zabaleta.
Yeah.
Is he a legend? See, I can't understand why you're even having to think about it. For me, it's no, he's a cult hero.
And that's exactly, I was looking for the right words, Andy. He is a cult hero. I know, a cult hero.
Right. No, because you normally call Kyle Walker something what sounds like that.
No, I don't. But no, Walker is a cult. Zabaleta is a cult hero. And the fact that he is now thoroughly blue through and through. And it's a different type of player because he's got a different type of relationship with the supporters as well.
But Kyle did.
Like, see if we're talking about form and contribution to the team and stuff like that. Why isn't Johnny Stones getting hammered? Plays about 18, 19 games a season, picks up his wages and fucks off home. What's he doing for the team?
Nothing. He'll be gone in the summer, Paddy.
What Paddy's trying to say, I think what Paddy's trying to say is, how come he's regarded as a Johnny Stones? He's a legend. He don't play a lot.
No, again, cult hero.
By the way, I'm not having to go at John Stones because I love.
But again, it's the cult hero thing. It's like scoring the last-minute goal against Arsenal, things like that. That's why, if you look, he's got his own song. Walker hasn't. I'm not saying.
So is Bernardo.
I know, and Bernardo is, again, I would put him down as a cult hero.
We're going to have to do another show, aren't we, about legends and cult
We did already.
I know that's the league spot on there.
But we shouldn't judge him off the pitch. Right. I know I said I didn't want to judge him off the pitch or anything like that, and I want you to remember it. But I think it's pertinent that these other players, what's done stuff off the pitch, what's got away with stuff. Yeah?
Why would have shagged a barber's floor?
Let me answer your question now, right? And I've posed this question to a few people. And in the chat, I would really, really appreciate if you got in on this one. Jesus wept!
Hey!
How are we all?
Where's the hair?
On the head, mate.
Are you modelling your hair on me?
No, I've just had a shower.
Happy birthday, mate.
I didn't want to come on here looking. You can't come on here looking scruffy.
You thought I'd come on 40 minutes late. That's fine, mate. That's fine. We were just wrapping up then.
Yeah, I didn't know what time it was. I've been asleep. I was watching the Rise and fell asleep.
Yeah.
The last thing I saw was
the penalties.
No, I obviously have seen it, but I didn't. The last bit I remember was when Ratty should have got sent off for when he went through the back of some.
How were we going talking from City to talking about United Arsenal? In about 5 seconds.
Stan.
Well, you just asked me what they've been doing.
I did. I didn't. I'm not asked.
Fuck what you're doing.
So, right, Sam, I love. Just shut up 1 minute. Well, I was in my flow. Right. So, what was I going to say now?
You're going to ask us a question.
Have you a good flow at your age, Andy?
Yes, that's it. Shut up.
Walker.
Right. Shut up. Right. So, do you think for 1 second, right? And I think this is a pertinent point. That's twice I've used that word. I don't think I've ever used that before in my life. Anyway, my teammate. Right. So, with what's been going on with Walker, the abuse what Walker's got and stuff like that. I'm going to ask you this, Paddy, because I think you're the sensible one out of this bunch.
Pressure.
Right. Who nominated Walker as team captain?
The players.
Okay. Do you think those players will be thinking fondly of City fans at the moment? What they're doing?
Absolutely not.
What those so-called fans have done to their teammate and mate?
No.
Do you think the likes of De Bruyne, Bernardo, Haaland will think, oh, yeah, he deserves that, Kyle? No, they'll think you City fans are absolute entitled pricks. That's what them players will be thinking.
Didn't De Bruyne already have a go at them for having a go at Walker?
Yep, last home game when at Marie against West Ham.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So this could end very, very awkwardly for and there's that old saying in this stand, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, but like Andy, I would hope, and I know footballers are not known for their intelligence, but I would hope they'd be intelligent enough to see that it's a select bunch of morons and not representative of the whole fan base.
Nope. And I'll tell you why, in my opinion, if 99 people tell you you're a knobhead, you're all right, Paddy, and one person says you're a knobhead, you'll remember that one person, and it'll affect you, that one person who called you a knobhead.
No, it wouldn't.
That's the way
it affect you.
So
it doesn't affect you.
Because I've got nothing in between my ears.
That's why I call it, yeah.
But look, it's not.
Can I just answer this? Can I just answer this for Martin, so I can scroll down? Martin, is Scott Carson is a City legend then, Andy? I would say Scott Carson is nowhere near a City legend. What I will say about Scott Carson, he's in and around that squad because he contributes behind the scenes more than people realise. He's that, I would say, and I'm only guessing, he's that link between players and coaching staff, managers, where there'll be a time where Edison would have had a bad game, or Ortega or something like that, and the goalkeepers union and will be in and around going, you know something, you can't put money on what somebody like that brings. But legend, nowhere near a legend. Is he a cult hero? Not even a cult hero. What I'll say
he's a court jester. That's what he is.
He's somebody who's very, very important to the club, not just the squad, the club.
The morale of the team.
Otherwise, he wouldn't even be anywhere near it. You may as well just put a kid in there.
You put him in the category of the Brazilian lad who never played, but then got half a game on his last match. What was he called? I can't remember his name.
Oh, that they signed when they bought Rubinho.
Ilan, yeah. He never played, and then he just played half a game right at the death.
That was Robinho.
Oh, there you go. Glauber Bertie.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Well done, whoever came up with that.
Oh, Jesus.
Jack Lee.
He's in that category, isn't he? That he's a little bit of he's a cult hero in the comedy department.
Yeah. Jack says KDB is a legend because he was the best player and contributed more than anybody. 100% get what you're saying, Jack, but it's all about medals, isn't it? He's won the same medals.
Okay, they turned that on its head. He contributed going forward. Why would he contribute going the other way? If you had stats.
But that's like putting two negative spins on something what shouldn't even be one.
But
no, but
Jack's point is he contributed. Yes, he contributed going forward, but he contributed absolutely nothing going back.
I agree. I agree with Steve. I agree with Steve there. A legend is someone who brings you a packet of crisp and a Mars bar from the shop,
or even the kitchen. You don't even have to go to the shop for me.
Oh my lordy. House captain says my opinion of Walker is is based purely on the pitch, nothing else. Exactly, my friend, and that's the way it should be. It should be. Martin says, name a better right back we've had, Jack. That's to me why he's a legend. And it's right, isn't it? So, Stan, what do you reckon of the match yesterday, mate? We've been, before you came on 40 minutes late, we was chatting about
What the hell? Do I have to clock on now? I'm going to get deducted.
Yes.
I tell you what,
But you're not getting full pay for this.
your bonus is gone this week, mate. You can get your own Mars bar.
You're getting fined for turning up late.
Yeah, you can get your own packet of crisp and Mars bar from the kitchen now.
Right, hang on a minute. I'm just going for a Mars bar.
See you in 40 minutes, eh?
Well, I've got a new pair of snail skin shoes for Christmas.
So, Stan, we was being very complimentary about the kids yesterday, their application and the way they went about things. And
yeah.
We were also chatting about the penalties. Paddy was under the I think
influence.
Paddy was saying that the striker should have took both penalties. And me and Anne-Marie actually agreed that the need for Doku and Jack was more of a need and a confidence booster.
Yeah, definitely. There was no way Jack Grealish was going to give that chance to score a goal up. Not a chance. If he'd have scored 5 or 6 goals this year, then, Devin may have got the ball. There was a chance that he would have done it and he'd have let him do it, but not when he's not scored. He needed that goal just to, settle some of the flack that was coming his way. I thought Nico O'Reilly did very well. He's out of position. He did well. Big lad, got forward.
It turned up on time.
There was shades of Gavadio with him, getting forward from the back. I think Divin did well. Flaherty, do you know what? It pains me, but I think you were right there. I don't think he did a great deal till he scored, but then he got rolling, didn't he? And it's amazing what a little bit of confidence can do. Simpson Pussy now, he's actually played in the City team that's won. And got a clean sheet.
This is like MCFC 93 PUBcast +1, isn't it? That's what we was on about before, mate.
Right. No, well, I mean, I don't think, to be honest with you, the way we watched the game and everything else, I don't think that many fans are going to be that far apart on what happened yesterday. No one's going to get carried away, but from the perspective of the kids, it's going to do them a lot of good, and they're going to look round. And another little thing that I thought was good was both Akanji and Aki, not quite so much themselves, but the way they just, they did the organisation and they kept the 2 lads next to them. And Simpson Pussy obviously learnt a lot next to both of them in both halves. And Nico had the confidence to get forward, knowing that was going to get covered when he went forward. So
there was a little Yaya running in yesterday as well, wasn't there? See the way
that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, he's more Gavadio than Yaya, wasn't he? Because he is more defensively minded. But then again, he was out of he was out of position. He was a little bit further back than he normally would. But yeah, I was glad Guardiola listened to us this week, because we did say last week, didn't we, that Nico and Divin should be playing, and they did. So well done.
He's a big unit, isn't he, Nico?
Oh, he is, yeah. Well done, Baldy Locks. Started to listen.
2008. Steve, no, I remember that. I remember Niall Quinn. That was
That wasn't the last time we played Derby.
No, he's not saying that. Niall Quinn in goal. It was actually Niall Quinn. We won 1-0.
Yeah.
Did we win 1-0?
Niall Quinn scored. Tony Coton got sent off. Niall Quinn went in goal and saved Dean Saunders' penalty.
That's right, yeah.
Was that game?
Was he a legend?
Who, Niall Quinn?
Yeah.
I tell you what, on a side note, I used to absolutely love Niall Quinn.
So did I.
I really, really did. Can you name his autobiography, Anne-Marie?
I can't, I'll be honest.
I can. The Will to Win by Niall Quinn. There you go.
I do know that he used to live just near our secondary school, and I posted
What are you trying to say?
a birthday card to him, and I got a signed picture back of him.
Oh.
No. See, all this stuff that used to go on before social media, eh? You just never know.
Yeah, like Niall Quinn hanging around schools and stuff like that.
Well, to
Sending
be fair
photographs
to him, he lived across the road from the church.
What, the pub?
No.
No,
That doesn't make it any better in this day and age.
Don't you start going on about Catholic priests? I don't do religion, so I'm not asked. Like, all religions and that don't matter to me. Anyway, that was a joke for all those who may be offended. Hang on, it's a football show. Yeah, so it's your fault. Like, who mentioned Niall Quinn then? Hang on, Steve, your fault. You're fired. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You haven't asked Dan. Actually, you have to ask Dan the question: was Walker a legend?
Yeah, what was saying, Stan, is the amount of trophies what Walker's won is the same as De Bruyne. One's a legend, one isn't. But Walker isn't a legend, but David Silva is, Vincent Kompany is, Sergio Aguero is, and Walker's won more than them. Do you think it's a case of... Go on, give me your spin on it, because I'm interested.
On the pitch, you can't really argue with anyone, but whether people like it or not, what goes on off the pitch does subconsciously affect people. Yes, Sergio had a couple of what you doing there, Sergio moments. Then he didn't. Mm-hmm. The other three that you mentioned, none of them off the pitch had anything. And this is why, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think you should put a statue of anyone until they've been dead at least 5 years. So if anything does come up...
Well, just you want to make sure they're cold?
No, I just want to make sure there's nothing under the... under the floorboard or anything. They were there diving in, weren't there? There's been plenty of examples of it. So it doesn't really matter what we think. It's just the weight of public opinion. And you only have to go on. Now, I do agree with you there, Andy. I've seen some of the stuff there, and it's just got more and more horrific. A lot of what I went on with Walker wasn't anything to do with football anyway. It was just out and out racism.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to do with football, some of them criticisms. You've seen the pictures with he's got towels on his head and he's this and he's that and he's the other. Not a single shred of footballing knowledge has gone into that. All they've done is found a black man to abuse. That's it. That's all it is. And they've gone for it. So, and again, that then gets picked up by opposition fans. But then again, whose fault is it that he's got two families? It's not Pep's, is it? It's not De Bruyne's. They can dig him out. And I think you're right when you say that a footballer won't really take the moral high road with a fellow pro because they're in that industry where all the temptations and everything else are there for all of them. So you're not going to suddenly start doing something because if somebody knows you're being a bit of an hypocrite, it ain't going to help you.
If I had a choice and enough money, I'd get coke as well because this Iron Brew's really doing me head in.
No, but I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's just, until you're there, you really don't know how you're going to react.
And like I always say, don't judge anyone until you've walked in the shoes.
Yeah, and then they're a mile away. And if you run after them, you've not got a pair of shoes, have you? Well, they've not got a pair of shoes to run after you.
Here's an interesting one.
On the pitch, Kyle Walker is a cold hero. Off the pitch,
what hero?
Nobody's business. It's as simple as that.
Anne-Marie, DC wants to ask you a question, Anne-Marie.
I'd be happy with either, DC. I think Diaz would make a fantastic captain, but I also think Kevin does as well. And I think
No, Kevin wouldn't make a good captain.
Well, I think Kevin tends to lead by example when he's been picked as captain. But ideally, I think it should be somebody defensively. I think Diaz would be the perfect choice.
I would agree with that, but not De Bruyne. De Bruyne is
again, it's not up to me or you, is it, Paddy? The players
in it a bit of a curse.
No. My opinion.
Every time somebody seems to get the armband, they leave the season after. Gundo, Fernandinho.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think the Kevin situation, that ship sailed for him, because I'm pretty certain he'll be going in summer anyway. We're certain with the people that we're linked with, we're certainly looking towards the future of doing a complete rebuild of the squad over the next year or so. That 18-year-old lad in Spain, they'll send him up there for the next 18 months. The Egyptian will come in. He's 26. He should be all right. The Brazilian, they'll probably keep him over there. Echeverri, he's gone back to Argentina to play in the World Cup under-20.
So
we're looking to the future, and if Kev's contract's up at the end of the season, he can go with our blessing.
I'm with you 100% on this. I'm 100% with you on this, Stan. I don't think Diaz. Ideally, Diaz would be, in an ideal world, Diaz would be my captain, because I think either a midfielder or a centre back should be captain. However, he's getting more and more injury prone. Mine would be, and this is going to sound contradictory, but my choice would be Rodri once he's back.
Well, Rodri's not really that injury prone, is he? He's just had a really major one-off injury.
No, he's having niggles, and he's going to have more groin strains now. He's with Maya Jammer, isn't he?
Yeah, but you see the problem with that, Andy, right? You're Rodri is a world-star player, as we all know, right? But that doesn't make him a leader of men. You can be a kind of fairly all right 7, 8 out of 10 every week player, but be a great leader of men. Not everybody can lead men, and I don't think does Rodri have their credentials.
All women.
I'm not talking about women. No interest in women.
A great leader can lead people.
No, we're talking about the men's game.
Solid win for the women, though, today, Anne-Marie, don't you think?
It was 3-0 win into the next round of the FA Cup as well.
Hang on a minute. Paddy doesn't want to talk about women's football. He can't stand women's football.
Yeah.
Go on, Paddy.
I can't. I don't.
So you can go and get a bag of crisps. Go and get a bag of crisps and a Coke.
And a Mars bar. No, top of the league
it's
says
a strike. Church here, Paddy. It's a broad shirt.
Top of the league says a striker is not the chosen taker in all teams, so I have no issue who takes the penalty if they are capable. Personally, do not think Haaland is a good penalty taker. No, me, mate, if I'm being honest. And I agree with you, because how many times do you see fullbacks who take penalties who smash them? I'll give you an example. In the playoff final, our striker missed the penalty. Richard Edgill smashed one in the roof of the net. A good striker of the ball is a good striker of the ball. But
was that before 2009?
Let's.
Yes, it was, Paddy.
We're getting history lessons again.
So, for me, the captain should be. It doesn't matter what we think anyway, because the players will decide that anyway. Out of the current lot of players we've got, is there any captains amongst them?
Diaz is a natural captain. He has proven that at international level. He has proven that since a very young age. He's a leader of men. So, yeah, he. But you see, it goes back to the inner workings of the dressing room of how them players decide who wants to be captain. Like, they might want somebody to be captain, and they might turn around and say, "Oh, I don't feel that I can fulfill that role." Not everybody can be like. No, it's like all the best players in the world can go and be the best managers. No, it doesn't work like that. But Diaz is a proven leader.
I'm not saying he's not, but at the moment,
they've done a bit of work into that.
But at the moment, his fitness is questionable. I know that can be said, and again, it sounds contradictory, but because the same can be said about Rodri. But regardless of listen, we don't know who's going to come in. There might be somebody who comes in who Pep goes, "Hang on, you're going to be our captain." Not necessarily in January, but in the summer.
Yeah, Pep doesn't get, like we've said previously tonight, Pep doesn't get involved in who's the captain. The players pick the captain.
Yeah, I just think maybe it's about time the manager did, because every time the players pick a player, Gundogan, Fernandinho, in this case Walker, they all seem to disappear the season after, don't they? And
Yeah,
this case,
how long's Pep there now? Right, he's there 7-8 years, is it? And now all of a sudden he's going to break the ethos of that dressing room by going in and I'm the boss, he's captain, and that's never happened.
I just think it's got to be a centre back, because out the cut. Listen,
Isn't it?
What? I forgot my question. It was only a second ago. What? What did I say?
You were on about leaders.
Yeah, and how many out-and-out leaders are there? You know something? Now, is a leader somebody with passion or somebody who can lead? Because if you're talking about passion, Haaland's got passion. Yeah. But a striker is not my preference for a captain.
Well, how far do you want to go back to goalkeeper?
A goalkeeper shouldn't be. It should be somebody who's got. Yeah, a goalkeeper can see everything in front of them, but a centre back is further forward. And in our case, in cases where they're going forward, like playing in midfield. So for me, it's got to be a midfielder or somebody like that.
But do you not think the role of the captain present day in this kind of snowflake world we live in now? Like, when's the last time you've seen a captain get a hold of somebody on a pitch and give him what to, like they used to do years ago? I think captain now is just an ornament on somebody's arm. It doesn't make any difference. Because years ago, the players would have feared that captain because he was an enforcer. He was there to enforce the manager's rule. Would I say them players across that line are more scared of Pep or more scared of the captain on that field? I'd say it's more afraid of Pep.
I just think there's got to be a bit of a rethink. Ideally, if Diaz can stay fit, which I sincerely hope so, it's a no-brainer. It's Diaz, without question. And I'm sure Anne-Marie would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Not for any other reason other than I think he's very good at organising his defence alongside him.
You keep telling yourself that, Anne-Marie. You often know if you'll start actually believing it.
What Anne-Marie says, he's very good at stiffening up the back four. Good evening, Stu.
Don't encourage him, Paddy.
No, he is. When he's playing, he's good at stiffening up the back four, isn't he, Diaz? He's got it organised. What, Paddy? Stu says Walker knows himself that he's been poor. Not his fault. He's had to play so many games, though. And I think it's a mixture of everything, Stu, if I'm honest. I really do.
There's a few who could take that ticket and join the queue because he's not the only one's been poor.
See, Jack's nailed it there. Zabaleta is a cult hero. Love him, but legend is only for a small handful. And that's exactly what I was trying to say earlier, mate. It's for me, and I always say it, legend is used too loosely.
Overused.
Yeah, it is. And that's it in a nutshell, really. Mine says, my parents are legends to me, despite both being married before with children from previous. Wink, 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 wink. You look a bit of a winker there, Martin. No, I know what you're saying there, mate. Was it on the back of your text to me earlier? Listen, name and shame the pleb on here, mate. You know I don't give a shiny shit, but I'm not going to name him because it's unfair for me to name him. When it's your fight, if that makes sense. But he is a bellend anyway. MCFC, FXP, and always fit for England, Stones, and plays full tournament. It's a weird one, isn't it? They must have better magic sponges, you know, for England.
He plays one game for us and then he's out for the next 4 or 5.
All right, let's be brutally honest. What should happen to John Stones in the summer?
I'd sell him.
Sell him.
Sell him. In January, if you could get money for him. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was actually, because he's English and you don't like English.
He doesn't contribute to the team. You can count on him. Oh, John Stones is back. Oh, you have to give John Stones 3 or 4 games to get up the pace. He gets up the pace and he's fucking injured again. Stan,
have you froze or is that your only fans look?
No, it's my only fans look.
Are
you saying that John Stones moves around like a stone then, Paddy?
Fucking stone moves faster than stone.
But again, Stonesy will be, and again, every player needs support. Stonesy will be looked at more fondly for playing less games.
Andy, Stones couldn't get any more support. He's on that physio table 24/7.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, Stonesy.
Jack says Bernardo is a cult hero, and it turns me not calling him a legend, but he doesn't quite make it. You know.
He's another person that's coming these best before days.
Jack says Foden has been a naughty boy off the pitch and nobody talks about it. I don't talk about it, mate, because I don't listen to rumours and stuff like that. I as you know, mate, I only deal in facts. You know, there's channels like Martin's who talk about rumours and stuff like that, where we avoid that one.
The thing with Foden is most of the time it's not him, is it? It's his mother.
Well, it's not though, Stan. Him and Greenwood got sent home from the England squad, didn't they?
Because my God, a young child took a gear back
10 years ago.
A young child that's on fucking 150, 200 grand a week. What were you doing when you were 17 and 18 and 19? I know what I was doing. Thank God social media wasn't around.
Stan is a legend. I thought it was like one.
No, it begins with C and ends in a T, and it is quite short.
Jack says it's all right, and you count as a legend in my book. Love you too, mate. Love you too. Oh! If it was Anne Marie, your Princess Anne Marie, you'd be reading that one and going, "Thank you, thank you."
Jack must be on the crack pipe tonight.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Who else are we getting in anyway, talking about rumour?
I tell you what, Stan, I tell you who's a fan of yours, mate.
Who?
Look behind you. Look behind you.
Is it a fan or is it a heater?
No, that it's not.
It's not a fan.
It's not a Spanish woman we want to. If that's one eater.
It's an electric air agitator.
Funny about agitated. Anyway, Anne Marie, what was you saying?
He wasn't saying anything.
Oh, he's on about an agitator. Sorry.
Exactly. It's a talk show. Jesus Christ, start talking.
Oh, man alive. It's nuts. Yeah, Globy Bertie.
Your man Claudio's coming in, isn't he, from Argentina? The young guy.
Who?
Claudio.
No, he's going back in. He's playing for the under-20s. He'll be back in middle of February.
Yeah, but they've allowed him to play the World.
Yeah, he'll be back in February.
Right, Anne-Marie, you're controlling. No, Anne-Marie, you're controlling now the chat because I'm trying to do it in order. And you're
all right. Well, that was the bottom one, so that was the last one.
You like to go for the bottom? And the
Don't
top.
get crude, Andy.
No, I'm not.
Don't get. You are. Just accept the comment there.
See, I just don't know where I'm up to now in the comments. So all them people who've put comments in there contributing, you've just elbowed them out of the way. Looking for an Anne-Marie praise one. Sorry, folks. I'll use chat and I'll try and catch up. Go on.
Oh, God. I'm going to get the violins out for him in a minute.
Stan is a legend. Sorry, he was there 10 minutes ago. Sorry.
How realistic do we think these signings are? Do you think they're over the line, or do you think they'll be announced in the next couple of days?
I think they'll be announced in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
All of them.
And to be fair, they all look good on YouTube and FIFA 24.
Yeah, I think all three will. Apparently, there's another one coming in there, but we don't know who that is. Oh, it might be that bar fella.
Who?
Blue Art says Tony Book was a better right back and Captain Martin. But the thing is, Martin said in Premier League history, Blue Art.
Paddy, the fella's name's Bar, B-A-H.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Pat. How are you, my friend? Hope Oz is a lot warmer than... In fact, I know Oz is a bit warmer because my friend, she lives in Darwin, not Blackburn. And I'm sure she said it was something like 47 degrees. Anne-Marie, 47 degrees, that is hotter than me. You thought I was going to say you then, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I knew you wouldn't be saying me, and I certainly wouldn't have said you.
Kathy says, a mile today helps Stan work, rest and play. One of the three is right. It's not work and it's not play.
If it was working the bed, he'd sleep on the floor.
You need your rest. You need it. When you get to our age, you need it.
Speak for yourself.
Gordon says, Stan, don't be late again or you will be standing in the corner.
I'm in the corner, as it is.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Oh, that's a bit dirty, that.
Fucking cheesy.
I don't mind being in the corner. Look out the window.
They've been back at school.
So what do you reckon of the draw?
Nice, easy draw, I think.
What else is there? What else has happened then since last week?
We scored another 8 goals.
We do as well, Blue Art. We do. Whoa, Bella. Podcast went up 2 notches since Stan arrived. We'll start doing the podcast.
How many goals did we get against West Ham?
We'll start doing We'll start the shows from next week at 20-8 then, eh?
4.
What?
Stan asked how many goals we got against West Ham last week, and I was just answering.
All right, 4. I don't listen to Stan.
Oh God!
What?
The podcast went up 2 notches when I turned up.
Yeah. FIFA says, good evening, my friend. Play 4-4-2 versus Brentford.
Who's the 2?
Never going to happen.
Well, do you know something? There is a bit of credence in that because Brentford, they're a big physical side and they will be looking for that ball over the top. So perhaps 2 fullbacks, would be, or even 4 centre-backs would be the way forward on that. So don't dismiss something like that, Anne-Marie.
I just don't think it's...
And we've got 4 centre-backs.
All joking aside, what defenders are available?
Lewis will
We've got
play.
the man mountain.
Gvardiol, I think Diaz is there or thereabouts. You got Gvardiol, Ake, Akanji, Rico, if you want to call him a defender, although he's never been one. I think we'll be all right to there. And we don't know.
He's a man mountain.
And we don't know whether this new guy will be in. They'll have to register him, won't they, if he signs before?
Yeah, they'll have to register him by tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Stu says Stan looks like a character from a mafia film.
Hey, you want
Yes,
money?
Stuart, he's going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Bloody hell. I've been in. I've been on Benidorm. I've been on comedian Johnny Vegas, the man with the 1,000 faces.
God, that's a rough lot if ever I've seen one. The state of him. This place is going right down murky.
You can't talk to me like that. My father fell at Normandy.
I don't care if you went arse over tit in Scunthorpe, you're a dickhead.
You've a character stand for every one of your personalities.
Yeah.
That cracks me up. Stan, the very first time I saw that, even on the telly, even before we started doing the podcast and stuff, like I used to think, I can stand that.
He's all right, Johnny Vegas.
Blue Art says, personally, I'd like Phil Foden to turn himself into captain material. He'd really come of age for me then. Possibly, if make or break in it sort of thing. And there isn't this. I don't know. It's a tricky one, the captain one at the minute, because it's getting fewer and far between, isn't it?
I don't know. I think the role of the captain is diminished.
See, DC's on my wavelength here.
Just as well somebody is.
Oh, so's Blue Art. I agree with that. Andy Rodgers is top captain material. Just for the example, Sorry, Anne-Marie.
Oh no, you're picking and choosing now, aren't you, Andy? That's right.
No, I'm going down the line.
Captain material allows himself to get wound up in the pitch and sent off. That's not leading by example.
Who's that? I'm not listening to you now. Sorry.
Rodri.
What?
Gibbs White or whatever you call him, got him sent off.
Have you seen? I've seen something about the Champions League winners over the past 4 years. Each one of them have been out the following season with an ACL.
Well, this isn't the following season. That would have been last season.
It's as good as, though, isn't it? It's like some sort of.
If you want to make it fit inside your head, yeah.
Yeah, if you want it to fit into your rationale.
See, Paddy, we've upset Kathy now, mate.
I'm not on about Kathy. I have 4 daughters.
See, I'll reinstate him. He's in the sin bin. He just doesn't like women, Kathy. He really, really doesn't. So I'll take him. I'll put him in the sin bin for a couple of minutes for you while we change subject. Yeah, the best penalty taker ever, 15 out of 15. I tell you what, he was some penalty taker, wasn't he, Stan?
Yeah, he was.
Love him or hate him, so was Yaya.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mario.
Yeah, Mario was another one. Do you know something? Yui Asigawa, what a player. She'd actually fit well into our midfielder at the moment, wouldn't she, Paddy?
No.
Why?
Because she hasn't got the right material.
What do you mean, Paddy? You're thinking, why are you leading me into that one, aren't you?
It's a pity Kyle Walker didn't fucking have my attitude. He'd still be playing.
Anne-Marie, Right, Stan. These two need to discuss this.
Oh, I can't even see that.
I wouldn't
What's it
worry
say, Emily?
about that. It says Libraj will come back to life and sign because he loved testes.
No, I'm not on about that. I'm on about him. The comment what he made.
About the women.
England are arching.
I tend to switch off when I'm listening to Paddy talking about women.
Andrew says Stan should be captain.
I never do.
Stan should be captain. But the thing is, he'd turn up 5 minutes before the end of the first half, wouldn't he?
Hey, you're giving me the
Illegal
heebie-jeebies,
to
your own side.
advance after second half revival.
Just like Martin couldn't be captain because he'd leave 20 minutes before full time.
It's all right, Andy. Between me and him, we'd get the shift done. I'll come in late, and then he can go home early. That's how it works.
Yeah. The desperate duo.
Blue Art says, still think Carly's worthy of a huge City send-off. Don't want to see a statue of him with his... That's what I thought you was going to say.
I tell you what, though,
It will be gone before we play at home again.
do you know what I think? He's got a point there, though, Blue Heart. I think they should do that with Walker and have a nice little water feature.
The Kyle Walker toilets. Not name a stand after him.
With his friend hanging out. Do it like a nice Japanese garden or something.
No, he doesn't
With his
like
mate,
to get it out
John
when
Thomas.
he's on his own. He only likes to get it out when there's a crowd around him.
Keith says, I'm afraid Stones has to go. Can't afford a player on his wages that can play so little. Sorry to say it is he's a great player. And I think that's about right. Stephen says, King Clancy legend or no? Nope. Cult hero.
Hey, Stones, though, was it last week or the week before? We had a little look at how many games Stone plays, and we were all a little bit shocked at how few he does play. Even when he's fit, he only gets through about 25, 27 games. That's on a good season. So a third of the season, he's not there.
DC says, Anne-Marie thinks she's a queen. She's not even a princess. Thank you very much, Andy. AM was talking about bringing Mahrez back. Was your Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie, I know you love me.
What? Oh, sorry, I meant to get a comment then. It slipped in the wrong bit then, sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Adam says, Paddy Neville looking really good tonight.
Paddy Neville.
Jesus, Stan turned into all. Top, middle, or bottom. I would say I'm not going to comment on that one. House Captain Anne-Marie isn't saying much. It looks like she's keeping abreast of things.
There'll be no flash tonight.
There'll be no scratch.
No flash tonight.
She's in mourning. Walker's leaving.
Stephen says the premise is different gravy, though. Absolutely, mate. Adam says Anne-Marie thinks she's always right. Steve says YouTube signings outdone themselves. Yeah, they have, mate. And FIFA 24. Blue Art says don't tempt a house captain. Darwin is North Australia. It's hot as balls there. Not as hot as Kyle's balls by the sounds of it, but that's another story.
This is a true story, Andy. A mate of mine emigrated to Darwin with his brother.
Blackburn?
His brother had made in Darwin tattooed round his belly button. You know when they had that little phase, didn't they, where they all did it? So he's on the beach in Darwin and his mates and everyone's all taking the piss out of him for spelling Darwin wrong. And his answer was, no, hang on a minute. Darwin was there first. You've spelt it wrong. It's spelt with an E in it, not an I. Oh, it's a very, very strange place, that Darwin. Very strange place. It's easier to go to Indonesia and get your hair cut than it is to go to Sydney.
I can't understand. It's like what? It's like
That is just so random.
What, talking about Darwin? When we're talking about Darwin?
You on about the tattoo around the belly button. I mean, it's just so not even just,
Hang on. If we're talking about Darwin, and then they tell a story about Darwin, that isn't random, is it? If they started talking about elephants or nuclear stuff, do you know how to follow a conversation?
I'm following the conversation, but the
not very well.
The whole thing with the tattoo, Stan.
Yeah, because it hasn't made in Darwin, where he was from, where we've been talking about. We can go slower if you want, Ambery.
Jesus, Stan, you should have been here on time.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You can go slower.
What's me not being here on time got to do with you not following a conversation?
No, because it was just so fucking random about a tattoo.
Made in Darwin. We're talking about Darwin. Darwin is North of Darwin.
Which one was spelt wrong or which one was spelt correctly.
Anyway, Darwin.
This PUBcast unique. We just talk about all sorts of things.
Anyway, Darwin. Has it been snowing where you are, Paddy? You've been waking up to 3 inches every morning.
Had a good night.
Unbelievable.
So
not you, Anne-Marie, that one. I'm just laughing at him. Unbelievable with his 3 inches.
So what we're saying, Stan, your mate with a tattoo. I bet they've not woke up to snow in Darwin. It's hot as balls.
No. I don't know.
You have nightmares about Darwin.
Stan has more than one fan by the sounds of it.
Well,
Stan doesn't need fans. He's cool enough, aren't you, mate?
I'm not sure about that. But yeah. Has anyone actually seen these three lads that were signing? Has anyone actually seen them play for 90 minutes? One match for 90 minutes, where you could sit there and say, yes, I saw him play against such and such and such.
The striker scored this week.
Yeah. Well, did you see him?
I saw the goal on the telly.
But you didn't see him for 90 minutes?
No.
That's what I asked. Has anyone seen him for 90 minutes?
For City, Stan, I'm really not that arsed.
Well, you will be next week when he's here, tramping around.
And then he'll be playing for City.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Do like to see what we're buying before we buy it.
But you can't judge off bloody YouTube.
That's exactly why I've said, has anyone seen them live?
Alive?
Well, bloody hell. United signed a dead fella, didn't they, when they got hold of Ericsson? So nothing surprises me anymore.
Oh no, come on, Stan. That's a little bit below the belt, that one.
Which one?
About them signing a dead man.
Steve says he had captaining the boat to Love Island, and Stan's got his own little ticker there running.
Yeah, captaining the boat to Love Island.
Oh, man alive.
I'll tell you, I don't know who dresses big ass, but I'll tell you, they want to have a war with themselves.
Blue Arts, yeah, I'll let you read that one, Paddy.
I can't see that screen. Jesus Christ, what's it
Paddy,
say?
don't. He's setting you up.
What's it say?
It says, farewell, Kyle Walker, keep it in your pants, lad.
No, do not keep it in your pants. You're only young once.
I'm telling you, that Japanese water feature is a statue for Walker.
I can just see the Kyle Walker toilets. It's going to be...
Don't have to be a toilet, just needs to be a little ark.
Mine says, hang fire, I'll go away for 5 minutes and come back to this. Martin says, was you there yesterday, Andy? No, but I guarantee I'd have been there at the end, though, mate, if I would have been.
Yeah, reading claims very cheeky indeed, Blue Heart, but we get used to it with these crowd.
No, she's on about you. I mean, he's on about
Who's
you.
on about?
No, she's not on about me.
He is.
Blue Heart's not on about me.
Oh, he is.
Look, here's then.
Blue Heart says.
Blue Heart says a trigger warning for God's sake.
There, empty seats at home.
Looks like they're full. Blue Heart says, was you in the Sunday Sport, Anne-Marie?
Is that still going, that paper?
No idea, mate. Never bought it. Steve says, that saved every one of us. See, Stan, look what you started now. Darwin Núñez. Did he have a tattoo of Blackburn?
Somebody asked in the chat. I've got a tattoo.
Darwin Núñez.
Where is it, Anne-Marie?
I've got a blue butterfly on my back.
I can assure you, Blue Heart, there's nobody on here that was ever on the Comedians.
I'm not old enough to have been on the Comedians, Blue Heart, unlike the rest of them.
Apart from Stan, who's still Bernard Manning. Bit of blue for the dads.
Bit of blue.
Mother-in-law.
I look like Quagmire, apparently.
That tickety fella. I take it back. Anne-Marie isn't keeping abreast of him.
Kathy says I'm lost. Help.
Welcome to the club, Kathy.
Kathy, you should try hosting the bleeding thing. Oh, Jesus. Top of the league says massive airport in Darwin, nearly bigger than the place. I thought he was going to say something else for some reason.
See what I mean? Rich vein of information, Darwin.
Yeah.
Got about 5 minutes out.
There's the comment. Blue Heart, I've got a tattoo of a blue butterfly on the bottom of my back.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, Martha Eintrack yesterday.
Blue Heart, I've got an iron cross, like the original Hardwick crest. I've got an iron brew.
Have you not got any tattoos, Andy?
Yes, I have.
Where?
I'm not going to show you. I've got Pinocchio's head here. No, see, no, I've not got no. Right, hang on. Let me just rewind a minute. I've got no tattoos. However, my mate Barnesy, he's got Pinocchio's head just above his Kyle Walker.
Could be worse. Could be nearly the elephant.
And I tell you what, I'm led to believe, don't make him tell lies. But that's a different story. How's Captain Marmouche looks good, Stan? Best player on the pitch. He does look
Thank
good.
you. Was he playing behind out? Was he actually playing out and out striker, or was he playing just behind the striker? That's a question to Mr. House Captain. Stand alive. Leave me alive.
Jack says, how much does Skittles cost in the Etihad? Okay, let's ask Paddy. Paddy, in 2009, the last time you was at the Etihad, how much was Skittles?
I wouldn't be buying that nonsense.
They don't sell Skittles in the Etihad now.
Oh, don't they?
What do they still serve the Jamie Oliver's pies, or are they gone?
No,
I don't know whose pies they are now. Oh,
Bowen's
pies, yeah.
And
This is why Martin leaves early.
Yeah.
They sell some Haribo and I think some fruit gums or something.
Martin's forgot the D at the end of the ST. What
That's
did he
why
have?
he leaves. Andy, that's why he leaves 20 minutes before the end, so he can get the flight down to Brazil, ready for the next one.
He watched the match yesterday. Said Marmouche was good. Listen, it's a different league, and let's not all put pressure on him. He does look good. However, YouTube has a lot to answer for on FIFA 24, doesn't it, Paddy?
Yeah.
Or the last time Paddy played it, FIFA 1.
Don't play stupid Chinese games.
Mm-hmm.
More trophies than Tottenham, Anne-Marie. I know what you're going there, FIFA. Jesus Christ. More.
Yep, about my tattoo, that's about my tattoo.
Oh, I was going to say something about the old Wembley.
No, it's about... I know Blue Heart's referring to my tattoo.
I think they all want to see your tattoo.
Well, I'm not sure about showing that, I'm afraid.
Why?
Because of where it is.
Why you always?
What did you get it for?
Why you always seeing your ass? Paddy said.
She only shows that in Benidorm.
I've never been to Benidorm, Paddy.
Hey, what happens in Benidorm stays in Benidorm.
I'll send you a picture that you can show next week.
When's anything happened in Benidorm?
When?
Usually a hospital visit if Andy's there.
Yeah.
Hang on. When's anything happened in Benidorm, did you say?
Yeah.
God, that's a rough lot if ever I've seen one.
See, you can't kid a kidder. I know what's going on in Benidorm.
Right. Do you know something? We've been on an hour and 38 minutes.
Well, some of us have been on
we haven't
38
bored
minutes.
anybody too much, have we?
We've been on an hour and 38 minutes. Stan's been on an hour.
Yeah, it's about right.
Listen. There's your reply from House Captain Stan. Mamouche had license to play behind the striker, both left and right. That's something we sort of need, that, innit? Somebody a bit...
Yeah. I think he's going to... I was doing a little bit of looking around, a little bit of hunting through information on him. He's going to be a direct replacement, isn't he, for Alvarez?
Did you ask your mate in Darwin?
He's not going to be a Haaland sort of like spoil or anything like that. And I tell you what, long term, I think he might even play that advanced role that Kev De Bruyne plays at times, where Foden is as well.
Yeah.
When they get them in the middle.
No, there isn't. Right. That'll do for this week, won't it?
Yes, it will.
It will.
You'll get a song with that Kuchanova, won't you? Champagne Kuchanova.
For fuck's sake.
Or we could even go down the Queen one. Mama Moosh, you do the fandango.
I was asked that earlier. Does he do the fandango?
Anne-Marie's lost it.
No, that'll be the first question that he's asked in his interview. Do you do the fandango?
Another one of your mates will be asking the questions, Anne-Marie. Braden.
Oh, if I see that little shit again.
Why, have you seen him?
No, but I can't stand the little... Well, he's not so little now, is he?
I don't know. If anybody knows Braden, he is only joking. He's
I'm saying nothing. Anyway, thank you for your time and even yours, Stan.
Time is money.
It's always a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you.
Blue Heart will be back next Sunday.
As always, thank you to all you loonies like us who are in the chat. We have a laugh, don't we? And I say loonies in an affectionate way, because we all are, aren't we?
Oh yeah, and we know it. Yeah,
all those travelling to Paris as well. You know, not next week, but I know Jack's going on his PSG.
And Anyone heading to Brentford on Tuesday? Have a good trip.
Anyone getting into work tomorrow? Safe travels.
What is it? Is it like the Oscars? This? Are we having a?
Well, no, it's been, it's been for us up north, it's been a bad old week weather-wise, hasn't it? So I hope everyone stayed safe and hasn't hurt themselves or anything.
Yeah,
Just a bit of concern for people, Andy.
No, it's fine.
Now you can't go to a stadium if it's windy or wet because of the woke health and safety rules.
On that note, we will see you all next week. Listen, have a great week, all. Stay safe, and on to Brentford. Hopefully this time next week we'll have another 6 points on the board. Have a great week, all. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.